Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about Witchfire. Now, I talked about Witchfire a while ago, and I honestly did not expect for those videos to do really well. And for that, I decided to make an update video regarding the development of the game, because it's been a while and I started getting questions. What is going on with Witchfire? Is it coming out this year? Is it cancelled? No, the game is not cancelled. The development is going as it is. The sad thing is, most developments have problems now due to the, well, issues in the entire world. So they also had to move into their houses to finish development, and they actually have a blog that they talk about the development of the game. So yes, development is going as it should. Now, if you're not familiar with Witchfire, it's the upcoming adventure action first-person shooter developed by the astronauts, the people who made the Vanishing of Ethan Carter, and also people who work on this project were actually creative leads on the franchises like the Bulletstorm and Painkiller. And if you played Painkiller, then you can kinda look at this game and say, oh yeah, this is definitely an homage, a spiritual successor to the games like Painkiller. More than Destiny. I've seen a lot of people in the comments of my previous videos saying that it looks like a Destiny clone, completely disregarding the fact that the game which came out ages ago called Painkiller looks like this. So yeah, if you didn't play Painkiller before, I definitely recommend that you do. It's a super fun game. It's actually going to tell you how is this game going to play out. Obviously, it's not going to be a complete copy and paste. One thing that I really enjoyed on how the game looks like is animation, especially the animation when you shoot, then use an ability, then slide around the enemies. For me, who's going to play the heck out of this game, I want gunplay to be good. I want gunplay to have depth in it, because if the gunplay is always the same and every enemy acts the same and you shoot every enemy the same and every enemy hits you the same, then that's a boring game, and that's going to make a lot of people either finish the game once and uninstall it, or they will go through half of the game or not even buy it. But one thing that makes me happy is that Witchfire, as it is developed, it's looking really good. Now, developers went in depth regarding certain things. That's something I want to talk about, and that's about damage numbers and health bars. And developer says, why? Well, the reason for that, obviously, besides giving you an input that the hit has been confirmed, because hit registration is an extremely important thing if you are making shooter games. How do you have someone register your hit? So for example, if you hit an enemy in the head, he is going to do different animations, so you will know that you hit him in the head. For example, if you hit him in the body, he's not going to move that much. Then the next thing, obviously, and why they actually have damage numbers, is to tell you, of course, how much damage you did to an enemy and how much health he has left. And I know that a lot of people don't want that. For a lot of people, that's just fluff on the screen with no actual purpose. But don't worry, developer said that you will be able to customize your HUD however you want. So they're not developing this game to only work if you actually see hit registration damage numbers. So yes, you will be able to play this game without a HUD for your kind of immersion. And honestly, that is something I'm going to implement as well, because for me, I think it works the best for this game. But at the same time, I don't mind the damage numbers for as long as the enemies are not bullet sponges. One thing I hated in Division 1 was how much it takes to kill an enemy. Like, they're gonna be normal humans walking, and then you're going to fire 60 bullets in them, you know, change 2 magazines, and he's not going to die. That's something that pisses me off if enemies are bullet spongy. And I hope they actually give us like the hard difficulty of this game, because that's something I want to go in, and I want to see how they handle difficulty. Is it only going to be, oh, enemies have more health, or are we actually going to see enemies hit in a different way, be more aggressive, etc, etc. Now keep in mind, this is a smaller studio, this is not a AAA title, you can even consider this an indie title, but from everything I had seen so far, it works. And you know, developers have a really nice idea on why they have to have those numbers, not only to make it look cool and make it look like Destiny, but you have to know how much HP an enemy has, etc, etc, as you're playing, for you to know which tactic am I going to employ, which ability am I going to shoot next. So yeah. And one more important thing is obviously, as I said, weapons, how they feel. One thing that someone mentioned about this potentially being a looter shooter is that you have just weapons with different stats. You don't have a different feeling when you shoot them, you don't feel stronger, and that's something I noticed in some of the looter shooters. It doesn't matter which weapon you have, it can be AK, it can be M4, whatever. They all shoot the same, they all feel the same, they all have the same pull, whatever. It's not really that enjoyable. Or even first-person looter shooters, sometimes weapons will just feel the same and can be annoying, because then you're like, well, it doesn't matter which weapon I use, I'm just gonna go and follow the stat. But that's also something they want to avoid here, so it's not gonna be just that, it's not going to be just a looter shooter. They don't want to present this game as just a looter shooter. So yeah, hopefully this explanation on why they have damage numbers and health bars is explained. I want to know your thoughts down below. They're also looking for a composer for the game. That's, I guess, the stage right now. I don't know if this if it's done, if they found their composer, but that's basically their last post. It's gonna be interesting to see how much this game develops in the future. I do believe that we might see this game sometimes at the end of 2020, again depending on just how far this game is in development, and it is a smaller team, so you can't really expect them to finish everything up to a certain date. It can take longer just because of the situation right now and because it's a smaller team. But yeah, that's what's going on with Witchfire. The game is in development, they're actually working on it. You saw a couple of seconds of new gameplay, of new enemies actually, and that's about it for this video. Tell me down below, are you interested in Witchfire? Do you have your concerns regarding this game? What elements of the game do you like? I want to know your thoughts down below. Also join our growing community on Twitter and Discord if you want to join the discussion there. And I made a Patreon page, everyone, if you were looking for an extra way to support the channel for me to continue making these videos, check it out. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy, everyone. Bye bye.